Yo, 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 it's your boy 3CP. This is the No Huddle Podcast. Halloween weekend, Halloween day. Y'all whatever y'all did. Hope you had a good time. Like I said, I've been doing a little working, my little business. I've made almost about $1,000 in it, and it's for it's good now I can say, hey, I don't gotta worry about nobody telling me I'm supposed to be here. I ain't gotta worry about working for nobody. Like to the point I can start doing it. This YouTube and all that, it's going to the point where I don't have to work for people, and it's something anybody can do it too. But see, I don't want to let the cat out the bag too much, because then everybody start doing this stuff, and then I don't got no money, so I gonna let everybody know. But this is though you gotta have you gotta have. Let me see, three things. There's three important things you need for it. And if you want to learn the business, you just hit me up in the inbox. I'll tell you the game. CJ knows it already. He might end up doing it. You never know. You know, I told him how easy it was, and he's like, "Hey, yeah." So yeah, well, anyway, we talked about the football here. Let me get this out the way. The Cowboys, Danucci is the worst quarterback I ever seen in my life. He has the worst throwing motion I ever seen. The dude threw. He was running about. He. I don't know if my cousin is listening to this. He might end up listening. I'm gonna let him listen. But back in the day when we used to play football, and if he was the quarterback, and you getting ready to tackle him, he just run and throw it like just chunk it somewhere. Like that's how the Danucci looked like when he was just running the ball like a little kid. He threw it right like a little kid. Like he just the way he threw it, like the dude. The dude is I would have just went with Blaine Gabbert or whoever that guy was. Blaine Garrett, Gabbert Gilbert, yeah, Gabbert Gilbert. Maybe he would have did something. I don't know. He was all right, I guess. So yeah, there's no game. JT doesn't have a game. They didn't have no game Friday, so they got to go to West Mesquite. And I posted on it. They come here. Yeah, they gotta come here. So another home game. Hopefully, I will be at the Highland Park one. I know I'll be that one. But these other ones I've been watching online and stuff and watching on streams. But I want to be live when they had the Highland Park game. So, but this it's a must-win game because it's going down to the hardest part of the city. You got Longview, you got Highland Park, you got one of those Wiley teams, which that's easy. And West Mesquite, they kind of played them kind of close last year. They beat them. No, JT beat West Mesquite last year, but it's one of those. Was it like a? I remember like being like a close game for a little bit. Then JT kind of ran away with it, or was it? It was a close game to the end, and then JT had like got something like a fumble or something. It was like a fumble. I do remember like a fumble and JT won it or something like that. But they usually play them kind of good, but West Mesquite ain't supposed to be doing much. So we should be able to see quarterback situation, all of that. What's going to happen with the quarterback situation? You got Pinkerton, you got Sanchez getting snaps. With this situation, this is what I want to talk the guys on the forum kind of put this topic up, and other people on the forum talk about this, like the demographics of Tyler and how the lines are drawn from JT and Lee. And Lee does have a lot of area that they shouldn't have in Tyler. Now I was looking at it, if you go down Glenwood, that whole little area in Glenwood where Rose Stadium's at, you would think that should be John Tyler district right now. That's Lee. So most of those kids over there go to Lee, and some of those kids are some good athletes. I know some that came from my neighborhood I grew up in is a Lee neighborhood. It's kind of in that area, St. Louis, and I knew some good athletes. Pettigrew came from that area. My area, he played for the Detroit Lions. I don't know what he's doing now. I think he retired, but yeah, I'm just so, and that's so they've had that area for years, and that's like who draws these lines, because who's the person that says, okay, this is Leeds JT. Seems like JT's kind of this going, they're getting them lesser and lesser area, and that's a lot of that comes to the talent where they don't even have a freshman squad on JT now. So all the freshmen playing on JV, which could be all right at the long run, maybe because you get some of them, they might get boosted to varsity in that next year. Well, I mean, some of them might because you got a young team playing now, so you got some sophomores playing, you got some guys playing now that's gonna be there for two more couple years. So yeah, you get a good little experience. So this team, they say the freshman squad, that freshman squad. So I'm saying this year, 2 years, not 2 years. You should see a really really good JT team in 2 years with the guys I heard from Bolter coming in, or was it Bolter, the other school, Dogan, one of those, not Dogan, but the I don't get, I'm not good at the middle schools because I went to Chapel Hill, so shut up. I went to Chapel Hill. I don't get it. Stewart. I think Stewart was had some guys on football they was talking about, but yeah, it's a few years, 2 years. They say it should be an explosive, great team from JT coming up, like a coming up team. So this year, yeah, they on a losing streak from last year. Still haven't won a game. Got to get a game. Got to win a game. I mean, you get the forfeit from. Well, no, JT lost that because they forfeited the Nacogdoches. So that I mean, even if a forfeit win, you don't really want that type of win. But a win is a win. But it is a win, a loss here probably doesn't. I think it's their chances are really slim. But you never know what happens with these teams. But I still think they would probably get in, but they were being like a AC or whatever the last seed would be if they can win at least two. But Highland Park and Longview are playing, and they're going to be pretty much playing for district this Friday. That's what I mean. That's how early in the season they're already playing for the district title, because the one of them they're gonna win and they're probably gonna beat the rest of the teams on their schedule, and then you never know what JT's gonna do. And we'll kind of see what happens this Friday, what JT's gonna do going on the rest of the season with Highland Park and Longview coming. And Highland Park doesn't, they don't like that. They got to come to Longview and Tyler, and they used to they talked about how Tyler Stadium wasn't up to standards for them when they played the state championship game and against Marshall. So yeah, they're gonna complain about Longview with all those fans on their side. They're gonna have to be sitting there packed like sardines on the visitor side with Longview fans all mixed in with them. They're not gonna like that. And then they're gonna come back to that stadium that they hated to come to in Tyler, which I don't know. This was the last time they even came to the Rose Stadium. But yeah, they're gonna do everything they can to get out of this district next year. But hey, that's a game I'll probably be looking at some of that too. But it's an important game because you'll see. I mean, you got to beat one of those two teams. You got to beat Longview or you got to beat Highland Park. You at least got to beat one of them to keep your playoff hopes alive. That's two games right there. That's two games. You win this game Friday and beat one of them, bam, that could probably give you a shot, and then somebody lose a point differential or whatever. And maybe you win another one. I think they got another game with Wiley East coming, so that's three. 3 games. That's 3 games. Get you 3 games, you definitely could get in. 3 games will definitely get you in. So looking at them, I mean, that's you got to beat one of them two. Pretty much, you got to beat one of those two teams. But yeah, it's Halloween weekend, and it's Halloween. It was Halloween, and I was just thinking about some stuff. First, I know we ain't got much to talk about a game. But just shout out to I was talking about how we started this podcast. It's been 4 years now, so it'll be like season 4. So the whole idea was really we started it with this. It was supposed to be a sports podcast, like this, talking about sports, like undisputed type guy. We're talking about what happened in the NFL, topics like that. We still kind of do that now, but it kind of integrated in the let's talk about what John Tyler's has been doing. Because I go to the games all the time. CJ goes to the games, and my boy Al, 100, he kind of pitched the idea when we was at a meeting with our little group, and he pitched the idea, but it took us a few weeks to even get the episode right. And YouTube ended up deleting, spinning my old channel, so I can't even pull those old episodes up, the first ones. So it's so blocked in my mind. I don't remember what the hell we were saying on the first episodes. I don't remember. Like, that's how blank my mind is on those. It's just so long. What I do remember, um, it just it started just like this. Like, we thought of way we got the name. I don't think we didn't even have a name when we did our first episode. We didn't have no huddle. We didn't even have a name. We just did it and started talking about John Till and John Tyler, and just end up. I think the second 2 week we started getting the name and everything. So it's been a while. It's been what, 4 years, and it went from one or two, three views, and now I'm at the hundreds and thousands of views. That Longview versus Westwood video on my channel is probably at like 50,000 views now. The JT Highland Park controversy episode, that's at like almost 2,000 views. So like, people have been watching, and when I used to stream the playoff games and stuff, I really want to start back doing that again. But I really want to get that back, because those were kind of fun to do. Because everybody, I would get more subscribers, and I would get more people to listen to me while I was in front of me. My channel would get subscribed. And why is my phone ringing? Oh, there. Anyway, I'm not editing nothing out either. Oh, I'm about to dig. But yeah. So I got something. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. Since it's Halloween, I'm gonna let CJ talk. But when we get back, I'm gonna tell you this. I know y'all who in Tyler should know about this kind of legend. It's called the Sheep Lady. Yeah, I know about the Sheep Lady. Have you heard about the Sheep Lady, CJ?
I've heard a story, but I couldn't tell you nothing about it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you a story about this. This is a pretty interesting story about this Sheep Lady thing, and I've probably told it. I think I told it on Facebook years ago. But this is for the new listeners. Kind of like shout out to Jim Cornette. He kind of does this all the time. He tells his stories, and this is for the new. He'll tell them again. So this is for the new listeners. I'm gonna tell y'all this interesting Sheep Lady story at the end of the podcast. Just stay tuned, because you want to hear this. This is gonna blow your mind what happens here. But yeah, JT, we got not a good. It was a down season, but everything's been down. It's 2020. Everything in 2020 just shouldn't count. And we got the election coming up, and looks like in the poll I saw some on the news, Biden was winning by 52% to 40. I don't like either one, but vote. Do you want to vote? Vote. We could do a whole podcast about what the voting system does. I don't want to bust anybody's bubbles, but our votes are not. I say they're probably 25% of really how the president gets picked. But that's a whole school. You want to go to school? I can tell you should have listened in class, y'all. The teachers told us this. Electoral college and everything. They told us this back in high school. They told us this. You should have listened. Stop over there talking to LaQuisha and copying nigga. I was talking to LaQuisha and passing notes around. You would have known about it. But hey, anyway, yeah. But hopefully everything gets. I just want this to be over, because you talk now. Everybody wants to say, but none of this stuff from Biden came up when he was vice president with Obama. All of a sudden, this dude's he's a bad guy now, and all this stuff. Because I don't follow politics, but I just don't understand why everybody likes something now and then. Oh, now let me find some stuff on you now, because we don't like you now, so we want to find some stuff on y'all. But I just want these militia gun nuts and all these people to go away, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some violence if Trump, if he doesn't win, because people are just crazy. Some of the the people I'm talking about, I'm not even talking about white people. I'm talking about the the other type of white people, which pretty much is black folks. I seen a black dude too, but the guys, the people who don't have a brain, those type of people, black, white, Mexican, candy, yam, color, whoever, those type of people are the people following this dude and just acting like he did something for him, and they would probably there's probably gonna be some people going to jail because a guy who never did nothing for you is not the president. Who never no president in life has did nothing for me. So it's not that serious, y'all. It's gonna be the same thing. Tomorrow you're gonna have to go to work and do the same thing you did the other day. Your money's not gonna go down, your money's not gonna go up. Unless you make it go up, like I did. So, hey, stay through the sheep lady story. Don't go nowhere, because we're going for the sheep lady, so you gotta hear this story. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here. See, the thing about it is, we can talk about anything. We can talk about different things. And like I said, I could talk about high school, college, NFL. You never know. I might mention some college and NFL in a minute. But, you know what I'm going to start with? Some JT football, Tyler High, whatever you want to call it. If you want to call it the halfway point since we coming off the bye week, heading into Friday's game against West Mesquite, Stranglers, Wranglers, whatever they called. Heading into Friday night against them, Rose Stadium. West Mesquite comes in 0-6. So here we go again. Another winless team, just like they had against them against McKinney North when they went up I-20 West. But I still got to visit that stadium. But anywho, well, I'll probably get into the McKinney North game briefly in just a second. I'm gonna just give a little review of where we're at right now in the season. First game of the season, Texas High, kind of went how I expected overall. I can't tell you much about the gameplay, but 41-21, Tyler High took the L against Texas High. You had Texas High is always a formidable team. They're going to be at least a playoff team. Of course, they got one of the best players in the nation, state, however you want to slice it, Clayton Smith, linebacker, wide receiver. Going to Oklahoma. Oklahoma, they blew out somebody, but we ain't going to talk about that. It's Longhorns. Oh, yeah, shout out to my Longhorns stealing one in Stillwater, Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? I was just telling Rob off air before we came on air, Stillwater. If I ever see Texas play Oklahoma State in Stillwater, it's like, man, that's going to be a tough game, especially if it's a night game. It's something about, I don't know if it's the crowd, the atmosphere. Oklahoma State usually have a formidable team, whether they ranked or unranked. I can't even talk. Whether they ranked or unranked, they're going to be formidable. You can't just, especially in Stillwater, you better bring your game or you'll get beat. They'll pull it out. So, they went up there, Sam Elliger, just a warrior. He just going to keep fighting, just going to. Shout out to Keontae Ingram. Shout out to Carthage, Texas, by the way. It ain't nothing but love and respect. But we'll see what happens with him in the future draft. I don't know if it's going to be next year's draft or the year after that. We'll see where he's starting to be on some draft boards, but we'll see when he's going to come out. But shout out to them for pulling out that victory in overtime. I don't even think it should have went to overtime. I think Oklahoma State, they went to the bakery a few times. It still went to overtime. I don't get that. We got to fix that, Texas. But y'all got the dub in the end. That's what all that matters. But back to the review of the season where we at right now. Texas High, 41-21. You got Tyler High coming in, trying to figure themselves out. They got Pinker starting, of course. You got some new faces, sophomore receiving core. So it didn't surprise me that Texas High came out with the win. No matter if it was a 20-point win or not, they came out with the win. You move on to Tyler Legacy, a.k.a. Robert Lee, whatever y'all want to call him. Now, of course, I said what they had to do, just like any other time, what they had to do. slow down the running game. That starts with Jamarian Miller, Bryson Danielle, excuse me, Bryson Danielle. I was actually at this game. I got to see Danielle up close and personal. I was like, it looked like Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook. Did I say? Okay, duh. See, it's been a long day, y'all. See, I gotta see. I think I'm gonna fall off on some of my names, but I'm gonna stay for y'all. Stay with me now. Yeah, I'm finna get into that, and it's ironic that I brought up Dalvin Cook on this day because he just came off a 4 touchdown game against the Packers. Just look, the guy's just man. Was he top 3, top 5 back in the league? He just hey, shout out to Florida State. I know they ain't the Florida State they used to be, but um, my boy Ryan Lee, hey, he's still a diehard Florida State Seminole. One of the most knowledgeable sports people I know. Shout out to Ryan too.
See that Florida game where they had that fight, the Florida Gators.
No, I didn't see that. I didn't even hear. Did I hear about that? Oh damn! Were they down at down in the valley with no? Were they down in the swamp or something?
Yeah, they were fighting.
If they was they was wrestling alligators down. That's crazy. But I'm finna get into something in a minute after I throw this review out. I'm finna get into a bottom line statement, my thoughts on where we looking at so far. But like I said, tie legacy game. JT came out, with the momentum. Defense showed up. They look like they've sent a statement. You ain't gonna run the ball. This is what I've already said. So I'm just reiterating, going on over a review. Look, you ain't gonna run the ball on us. We finna cut the head off the snake. But they had the lead at halftime. Yeah, had the lead at halftime. I think it was 13-7, 13-6. Something like that. But I knew the game went over. You got the momentum. It's only a 1-score game. Let's see what you can do in the second half. Second half, Legacy gained the momentum quick. They gained it to where you feel like it wasn't too much. Even Tyler Hyde, okay, I think they punted on their first drive, I believe. I'm just throwing out. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But I know slowly but surely Legacy was gaining that momentum. And once you punt to them and they get that running game going and they get a rhythm, what you going to do, Cujo? What you going to do? It was basically like that. And then eventually, I think the nail got the touchdown the second half to tie the game up in the third quarter. And then eventually, Jamarian Miller just broke a run. But the game was still intact. And then, or was it the nail, bro? It's basically like they traded. Okay, you got you one. Let me get me one. And look, man, Jamarian Miller, Bryson Danielle, special. That's a special duo in the backfield for Legacy. And that's what's going to carry them on their side as they continue their season also. But that ended up being a 40-28 loss to Legacy. Then you head into the game against Mesquite Horn. We all know Mesquite Horn. You can never overlook them. They kind of like Oklahoma State in a way. No matter if they got a good record or like a 1-3 record, you still can't overlook them. Just go in there and take care of your business. But I believe it was turnovers in that game. I'm not sure. It's a blur to me right now. I'm just really going off the dome on this. Just a quick review. That ended in a 41-27 loss. But in these games, it seemed like the offense sputtered. That's a problem too. It's like, the offense can move the ball. They can score, but it's not at a consistent enough pace. Especially when you're turning the football over like they did in the game. I'm finna bring up the McKinney North game. And you can't, and especially Horn, a formidable team, you can't turn the ball over. I don't care what the records say. We know what the culture is. I'm not saying they're a deep playoff team, but Horn, you show up, you turn the ball over, you probably get beat unless you just got a high-powered team. And the offense right now for Tyler High looks average at best. It looks average. You can win some games, but I was about to say the thing about it is, what's ironic is in the first 3 games, 2 of the games, the opponent scored 41. One game, they scored 40. So you're giving up 40 points in the first 3 games, and you're scoring 21, 28, and 27 points. You don't have a high flying offense. So the defense, it's like you gonna have to keep the defense. Go have to keep the opposing offense in the 20s, maybe high 20s at the most to have a chance. Well, you'll have a chance these next 2 weeks, and I'll get into that in just a second. But the last game they played a little over a week ago, they played McKinney North. Now McKinney North, I said you starting off district with a winless team. You can go. You can start district 1-0. You're already 0-3. You can start 1-0. You're on the road against McKinney North. They're usually formidable, but hey, they're winless. Just go take care of your business. Come home with the W. Well, if you look at the stats, like I said after the McKinney North game, you be like, oh yeah, Tyler High won that game, but what was the difference? You look at the stats. You look. I mean, obviously the people can attest to this that was at the game. What was the difference? You gave up a kickoff return for a touchdown, and so special teams give up a touchdown, and their defense scores. So they got a pick six, so that's ball game. You know, that's 12. That's 14 points right there. It was probably 13. Maybe they missed a field goal. But let's just say this: let's just say it's at least 12 points right there. Because a touchdown is 6, right? Yeah, last time I checked. Yeah, 6 times 2, 12. Okay, yeah. So that's 12 points that the offense didn't score. That's the difference in the ball game, and you win. And McKinney North wins by 10. So the offense for Tyler High, they sputtered a little in that game. That was their game on the table. Rushing game was good, but hey, that just proves to you, man. Defense, a MIG pick six. You know, can I get a, but yeah, man, Steelers look for real, man. Hey, it don't surprise me though, but I'm just saying, yeah, it can still happen. They still got another game to play. Ravens and Steelers, man. That rivalry is just hard nosed. It's just, man. There's some Steelers. I know a few Steelers fans. I know they're happy right now. I gotta watch that Chisel Adonis post game later on. But anyway, here's the deal. Overall, after those 4 games, my assessment is this: what happened? Long story short, I feel like turnovers and the inconsistency. I don't really want to say inexperience because, like I said, Pinker, he can get the ball to receivers. Receivers can catch the ball, and like teams in the past, the running game is gonna set this team up where they can get in the rhythm. Then, of course, you can complete the ball. Pinker, and the rest of the offense, they just got to limit the turnovers. That's it. Limit the turnovers, you'll be fine. They're not a top-notch defense, but when you're not a top-notch defense, okay, tell you what, forget about the DiNucci stuff. It don't matter who the quarterback is. Dak, let's just say if it was still Dak. So for damn sure, if it was Andy Dalton or DiNucci, they couldn't do this. When you're struggling, especially when your defense is bottom of the pack, you can't turn the football over. Sorry, can't do it. Don't matter what your offense can do, you can't do it, okay? Even the Chiefs might struggle a little bit if they turn the football over, depending on who they play. So, that's just what that is. So, you head into Friday night, West Mesquite. Here's the deal. You're coming off a bye. Like I said on the last episode, you had a chance to clean stuff up. You got a bye week. You can reset, refocus on the task at hand. You can go into the game Friday night. You playing an 0-6 West Mesquite team. You can be 1-1 in district. And then who you play after West Mesquite? Wiley East. They're currently 1-3. Very winnable. You don't own them in the past. So then you could be 2-1. Think about this. You got 2 wins under your belt. It's very critical because you know why? You got Highland Park. What? 2 weeks from now. Something like that. look, it's just and see Highland Park. That like Rob said, heading to play Longview Friday night. That's gonna be a big one. Gregg County finna get a treat. Lobo, it's gonna be a good game to see. A playoff atmosphere. That's a playoff game on paper. Playoff caliber. Okay, it's a huge game. A game you probably see in the third, fourth, fifth round of the playoffs type game. It's that big, and we're getting it right here in East Texas.
That's a different title game right there.
Yeah, like he said, and he said it right. Look. It's like one of them two teams. I'll say it. They'll be the district championship. Now I don't know what's gonna happen. Of course, it's like Longview. We got Tyler High got to play them last game of the season, December 4th, Rose Stadium. You getting a December regular season game. That'll be weird, but it is what it is. See Tyler High, y'all could be shooting for 3-0 to start off district. And then, but I can go to two. I can go to 2 or 3 scenarios right now. Because after the Highland Park game, you got Sherman the day after Thanksgiving. Ain't that something you get? Hey, don't get too full. You gotta reset, refocus, and you gotta go all the way to Sherman. The Bearcats, you got to go to Sherman, and y'all owe them one because they gave y'all a hot L last year. Even though y'all made the playoffs, they just put y'all in the 3rd seed of the playoffs. Put then John Tyler in the 3rd seed. So I feel like they weren't doing no set tripping, as we say. But you should, let's handle your business about the team. I'm not trying to call Sherman some scrubs. They don't struggle in the past. They're a beatable team. They currently 2-4 right now. But whatever their record is when you play them, because coming off Highland Park, that's gonna be a hard nosed game. That's gonna be maybe your toughest game of the season. So how are you gonna respond from that? I'm not trying to call it L. I'm just saying how you gonna respond. How you gonna respond against Sherman, a team you can very well beat? Should be undefeated against Sherman. So I'm looking at it. There's a chance you can be 3-2 in district, I believe. Going into the last game against Longview. Safe bet, get at least 3 wins. But if you only have 2 wins, that goes back to that McKinney North game. I'm not trying to what's the word? I'm not trying to I don't want to say hold a burden. I'm not trying to keep bringing it up, but I can't help it. You got start your district off with 2 winless teams, and then you go against a team that you've owned that only got 1 win so far in the season. That you own. You own Wild East. So, and then your tougher games on the latter part of your district schedule. So, coulda, woulda, shoulda. That's what I mean. Hey, but good things happen when you handle your business. You set yourself up in a catbird seat, so to speak. I'm not saying you're gonna win district, but you put yourself in the best position you possibly can. Like I can give y'all a million analogies about that. But long story short, last 2 games of district, Sherman, Longview. Longview is currently 5-1. Here's the deal: Pinkert, Lacey, Medlock, Jock Jones. That running game set up the passing game. Got some receivers that can catch the ball. Some very capable receivers. I see names popping out, and defense. Got to show up. Now I know Highland Park, they can easily score 40 on you probably. They've been scoring 40 in their games against these other teams. But I don't know if it's the rapid amount of. See, I don't know. I ain't broke it down to see when these teams are scoring the most points. It's probably in the second half. Maybe. Okay? I'm going to just say it is. Okay? Now, the McKinney North game, I think they pulled away at the end. I don't know. Because I can't remember when that pick 6 and that kickoff return happened. But, look, turnovers can't happen. If you got an average team at best, turnovers, that can't happen. They just bottom line. It's digital. It can't happen. Damn sure can't happen against Highland Park. Damn sure can't happen against Longview. Think about the turnovers y'all got against Longview last year. You still got blew out. And that's when formerly JT they didn't have an offense. Let's just keep it real. They didn't have an offense.
Yeah,
So, against the other team, y'all could have diminished Haynes King to a point. But we ain't going to talk about that. But let's see what happened. We're going to be back on this thing next week, reviewing the West Mesquite. Like I said, hopefully we talking about a dub. Should be talking about a dub, even though it's two winless teams. But I'm going to say this, though. A test of what Rob's saying about the podcast, man. I feel like, it was time coming, because me and Rob have some of the biggest high school football passion there is. It's just, I know some other people that have passion, but they don't do what we do, and we feel like we can do this. I know we go off the dome with stuff. We ramble a little bit, but look, it's pretty undisputed over here. We talk about different stuff. Like I say, what did Rob say? He can make a whole podcast about the voting thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna be 90% of him talking about it because I'm not that political. I'm a vote. I do my citizen duty or whatever you want to say. I feel the same way he do, but he gonna get y'all game on this just like I know other people gonna get a game about this political thing. So it's finna be November 3rd, and after that I don't have to hear about it no more. It is what it is. I'm just gonna shut up and live. But but back to the podcast thing, of course, that's gonna have to be a shout out, man. Shout out. I've been knowing Mr. Al for a minute. I knew him when he was, I can say his name. And when he was John, he's still John. But shout out to Al 100. Listen here, man. Go to YouTube. Do yourself a favor. Go to YouTube and type in Al 100. Now it's AL and then space. Spell out one and then put 100, HUNNID. Type that in. He got an album. He came out with his album a while back. The Relationship. If y'all want to, he's got an interesting sound, but it's a sound for the ladies. He got a hell of a musical mind. Go check it out. See what you think. Hey, he might end up being the most slept on artist you done came across. Go turn yourself on to some soothing music. Real talk. Shout out to him. He would be one person that need to be on the podcast for real because I dig his sports. Let's just say his sports intellect and his thoughts, just like we have thoughts. Hey, he been a loyal Arizona Cardinals fan, loyal Miami Heat fan. Shout out to him, man. Hey, he's in a good place right now. You see with Arizona. I'm not saying they finna win the Super Bowl, but they in good hands, Hey, some people. Hey, that's the good. See, just like I know a couple people. Oh, I've been a Denver fan ever since so and so like that, and that's cool. Well, it ain't looking that good. We gotta see what y'all, thought it was Drew Lock. Is it Drew Lock? I don't know. You gotta get that, but it is what it is. So I respect that. Just like the Heat, was like, man, I've been a Heat, and it was before the D Wade days. It was back,
Man, Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, Killer Croc. Look. Hey, that's what it is, So, hey, let's see how they come back next year. Let's see what they do. But I'm gonna pass this thing back off the Rob, man. Also, man, it was a lovely thing, and they Tyus Bowles, I believe, shared the photo. I was like, look, Greg Ward Greg Ward team going against Tyus Bowles team. Not saying they the MVPs, but man, look, if you ask me 8 years ago, I'd be like, man, 2 John Tyler players, they gonna be in the NFL, contributing to an NFL team. I was like, nah. And then you got a guy in a White House uniform, probably the best player in the NFL, best quarterback, best player. I already got a Super Bowl ring, Super Bowl MVP, NFL MVP. Might get another one. He'll get another one before it's all said and done, but I'm just saying. Biggest sports contract history. Look, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And some of y'all know I used to play basketball with Tyus at the Glass. He was like in he was in middle school then, yeah. He could rebound like a summer gun. That guy, he was in. I'm proud. I can't even talk about. I can't put words on it. It's crazy, And him sacking Mahomes in that second half of that game. That I can't look, man. One of the most craziest atmospheres I've been in. White House going for 10-0. Greg Ward, that guy playing for the Eagles. Yeah, he's look. You can deny. Hey, you can give your opinion, but Greg Ward, the best quarterback I've seen with a John Tyler High uniform on ever. I didn't see no quarterbacks in the 70s, the 60s, the 80s. He's the best quarterback I've seen. Just anything.
Bryson was cool dude. I got Greg was tough.
Greg was he had it all, and I'm not saying look, hey, we should have been in a state championship,
Yeah.
in a big part because of him. But that look, and he had the pieces around him. But hey, 20. Hey, he came back on my homeboy before he was my homeboy, in that high powered offense. But like I said, I'm proud of him, man. East Texas people doing it, I'm proud of them. That's why I love watching high school football to see, like hey, no matter which, I was watching Dez and since Lufkin, Texas, and when he was in the draft, oh damn, Jerry snatched him in the draft. Fell to what 21? I still remember that draft. I'm like, oh no way he gonna last. And I was like, I'll be damned. That guy at Lufkin, Texas, that was wearing number 8, snagging them balls. Hey, it's crazy, man. You never know what can happen. But I'm past this thing back out to Rob. He got some stuff to tell y'all. Let me throw out 2 or 3 shout outs real quick. A couple birthdays that one just happened. One is coming up. Shout out to my cousin Brittany Williams. Got a birthday. You know what I'm saying, this coming week. Shout out to her, man. Much love. I appreciate you sticking with me. I appreciate you showing love. Of course, it's a family thing. We know what it is. And shout out to my homie Miss Kathy Robinson, aka Diamond. Happy birthday! Salute. You always kick off November in a great way with your birthday. That's what's up. Salute to them Scorpios. Y'all know what it is. And shout out to my sis. Been rocking with. Hey man, been rocking for some. I don't know how many years now. 7, 8, 10. I don't know. Time fly. Shout out to Miss Misha Johnson, aka Topaz, doing a thing in the DFW area. Listen, you need a business-minded model, host. Listen, fashion shows, make your music video better. Host your show. She hosting an open mic night at I believe it's a lounge in Arlington. I forgot the name. I I can't remember now off the top of my head, but Misha Johnson on Facebook. Y'all look her up. MESHA Johnson. Look up on Facebook, man. It's time to network, man. We be overlooking people, man. I'm telling you. That's why I have to shout these people out, because I recognize gift and talent. But salute to everybody, man, listening. Appreciate everything. Look, we just talk our ish. We just talk our ish. We talk. It's just like the segment I used to do on Friday mornings. I called it What I Know. I just ran my mouth about high school stuff, college stuff, NFL stuff, man. And that's what it is. That's just what I know. And I guess I was just setting it up for Rob the next day or that night. I was just getting y'all ready for the Friday night games, you know what I'm saying? Because it's still Friday night lights and Sunday games. And also, let's just say, I don't know. We'll see what happens on this Monday night game. It might get kind of ugly for the Giants. I know a few Giants fans, but it is what it is. It's like everybody in the we already know everybody's fading the NFC East, so it is what it is. And hey, don't y'all? I mean, Tampa is looking good, but just pump the brakes for a little bit. Let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But I'm signing off and passing back out the Rob. Deuces and trades the old fashioned way. Y'all know about the East Side. Shout out to Snoop Dogg. He just had a birthday too, so shout out to him. Oh yeah, Steeler fan. Another one of the biggest Steeler fans. How can we forget that? Juju on that beat.
Juju, I think he played for him he played for Juju. Like Juju played for him.
Yeah.
On his popcorn team or something, yeah.
Yeah, Juju.
Steelers fan. Yeah.
Juju.
Juju.
I gotta say this. I started messing about this. Juju with the
Yeah.
USC.
Yeah.
It's a guy from Dallas. See, Legacy just played Dallas Skyline, lost by 6 points.
Yeah.
Skyline got the receiver going to USC. I gotta look up his highlights right now.
Oh yeah, Skyline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you going to USC? You must be some receiver.
You
6'3",
gotta be good.
190.
Right, so here we go, y'all. I'm gonna tell you this sheep lady story. So if y'all know about the sheep lady, it's been a whole legend for years, and I didn't know much about it until my cousin started telling me about it. I would go to his house and we'd be, cause he stayed right across the street from Forest Park back in the days, and I'll go over there. He'd be like, "Hey, you better not go over here. Sheep lady gonna get you. You better not do this. Sheep lady gonna get you." And I'd be like, "Who the hell is sheep lady? You don't know about the sheep lady?" And at this time, it was years ago. Front Forest had a park at that park, but this is way before they built that school over there. So it was the baseball field and the little park area and there was woods all over. And he was like, "Yeah, she stay in them woods out there." And she said sometimes she'll get kids and grab them. I thought my cousin was just exaggerating, being the person he is. My cousin Richard, he always liked to lie and stuff. But then there was this house. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember back in the at Front Forest, that house at Front Forest, CJ? It was a house, like a 2-story, haunted looking house in the middle of the park. Just bam, slap right in the middle of the park. You might not remember. It was a house at Front Forest Park. If y'all listen to this, from the older people probably remember that house. Let me know you remember that house. It was a house. They tore it down, but it was a house at Front Forest Park. I would go to the baseball game. It would be when it was still up. It was just there, and my cousin and mom would be like, "Don't y'all go in the house." Some kid went in the house, never came out. Like this house was, the doors were kind of boarded, but it was like you could walk in the house. I think you could go to the house. It had a door, it had windows, but I think they were boarded up or something. But it was where you could go in the house. Like it was like 2-story. Let's say, how would it look? Like one of those old movie houses. Like remember that Amityville horror movie? Something like that. A house like that, like an old looking, yeah, just like that. It was just like that. If y'all, I know y'all remember that house. So one day, we'd be at the baseball game, and it was there. It was like used to, people wouldn't really say much about it, but like you'll be at the baseball game, we'll just be there, and you'll be sitting right next in that little bleacher, and there's the house, and nobody would really say much. You just stay away from the house. I don't know how the house got there. I still don't know. I just don't know. Where did the house come from in the middle of the damn park like that? I don't, y'all didn't let me know, 'cause I know y'all remember the house. But anyway, one day my cousin called me one day, like, "Hey, they tore that house down." He did. And yeah, and I seen, like, I was looking, he said he saw like black figures flying up in the night. Not smoke, but he said like black things flying up in the sky. Like he called them, what he called them, like ghost, demons, something. It was just like black things flying up in the sky, like, and the house was going. Now you don't. It used to be like a pavement area where you know how you tear a house down. You see that square pavement where a house used to be. That was there for a minute, and then I think that's gone now. But you probably don't see no remnants of the house no more now. You never see. But I'm gonna look it up and find out what happened to that, where the house came from. But it was supposedly because like that's where Sheep Lady stayed, and that's how, and kids like. But I never see nobody go in the house. We was gonna go in it one time, but I think we chickened out. Somebody chickened out and never did. But I swear, nobody wanted to go in the house. But anyway, so me knowing this sheep lady thing, my cousin tells me, yeah, she does. She takes kids in the woods. If you late at night, if you walking by yourself in the park or something, she might get you and all that stuff. Or if you see her, she dressed in white. Now I've heard from other people when I was watching posts on Facebook, people telling me how a different type of sheep lady, where she had the sheep legs and a body of a woman, and what was it? Bree. She said she seen her and she be in the trees and stuff. Now I haven't seen that type of sheep. I don't know what I saw or what I thought I saw, but it wasn't like that. But it said that, so I'm like, wow, that's something. And I don't even know how. Oh, I don't know if even if I don't know if has anybody recently seen it, or maybe it's something she gone, she died or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, we at this park, right? At Front Forest Park. We at a baseball game. Now the baseball games were pretty lit back in the day. If you remember the baseball games was lit. We always went to go for this, look at the girls. That's what I would go to. Just try to see what girls over there and get foul balls to get the free snow cones, or they'll play some basketball. So every time, do you ever go to the baseball games? See that back in the day, years ago. Like,
You talking about?
Ryan, you probably be back in high school, 10th grade, ninth grade, around
I just went
years.
out there and seen some softball games or some
You know, with the
kickball. I don't know.
you
Not
know, with the baseball thing, drop a like again for y'all if y'all remember the baseball game. Just the regular, like my it would be like my nephew, my cousins would be playing like the little kids, but the baseball games,
they all did, but I ain't never
it was
had
like
nobody go see.
it was more so not the game. It was more so just the, like I said, I would go for the women and just the atmosphere around the snow cone, the free snow cone. So you catch the foul ball. That was how they were just, it was the thing. The baseball game was lit back in the day, right? So me and my cousins was we were just there. Me, my cousin, Richard, all four of us was there. Richard, Gerald, Julian, and me. So we walk in the front forest part. We out there. So we walk down the front forest and we go down to the little playground area where it used to be a playground area at that time with the woods in the back. Like I said, before there was a school, there was the wooded area in the back with the swing. It was a big swing with some swings, and behind you was this bunch of woods, right? So and then that school, Andy Woods, was like right down there, whatever this I forgot that school. Right across the street from on Garden Valley, that school. Before they built it and tore it down, that older school. So that was there. So we're just sitting there. We kind of we want to get the foul ball, so we kind of stand between where the park is and the middle part was like dirty area. So we said we're gonna stand right here and get the foul ball. Now it's getting dark. It's dark now. It's a nighttime game, so it's like at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So we kind of just standing there, and then we start talking. My cousin brung up Sheep Lady or something, and we start talking about it. Like, yeah, Sheep Lady did. What if Sheep Lady did this or what is blah blah. Now, while we talking about, there's this couple sitting on the swing. There's a couple on the swing. The couple is sitting on the swing, and the girl, it was a black dude with a girl sitting on his lap, and they weren't even really swinging. They were kind of just sitting on the swing, kind of talking. Oh, and Lee and I feel, and I'm in love, la la la, we love, blah blah. They're probably divorced by now, but this doing their little thing, right? And they're behind us, so we can see them. We're not really paying them no attention because we're looking forward to the baseball field. But we see them in the back, like we kind of see. We say some funny things about them or whatever, but we kind of just we're looking at the baseball because we want that foul ball. So I think actually a foul ball came, but nobody got it. But anyway, we're still talking, and this sheep lady, like this sheep lady brung. I don't know what we was talking about sheep lady, but it came up, and so the couple gets up. The couple gets up, and they walk past us back to the baseball field to look at the game. So we watched them get up. No swings was moving. Nothing was moving. It's dark. They were the only two people in the back there. There were only two people there. We've been talking about this sheep lady and everything, and then this couple gets up. They walk. We see that. Then we start talking again. He's like, man, what if? And I think my cousin said something like, what happened if you see the swing or something? We would have seen something behind something we was talking about. And one of my cousins was like, look. And we turned back and look at these swings. And I swear on everything I love, these swings was going as fast, like this, as fast as they can, up and down, up and down. All it was, I mean, all three. It was like big long ones, three swings, boom, bam, it's up and down, up and down. And we look at that and we just take off running. We take off running back to my cousin's house because he stays right across the street. We just started running. I mean, I don't know who pushed these swings. I don't know how they was going as fast as they was going. Like I said, there was nobody there. There was no kids playing with us, no around. No, we saw everybody that could went past and behind us. And there was nothing there but them swings going up in there. So we running and running. We get across the street. Now we can see the school now. At this point, if you're from Tyler, you could see the school at the time when it was still a school. But you could see this. So we got across the street. And we running to my cousin. He stood right on the corner, and we're running, and we look, and he said, "Look, I see like coming at an angle towards where we was at. You can still see down to where the park area is, where the little wooded area is, and we can see like something white trailing us and coming, like walking up towards our way, and we running faster than we beat on the door. Let us in, because I don't know what the hell it was. I know what it was. I know what I seen something. I know it was white. I know it had white on. Now I don't know what the sheep lady was supposed to look like, but white sheep. We kept this. That's what I thought it was, and to this day we don't know what the hell it was. To this day we don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. We said the sheep lady, but yeah, that's just a little story. But let me y'all just let me know in the comments. Y'all remember the sheep lady and all the stories y'all want to know. But we out of here for the Snow Huddle podcast. Till then, my battery finna go out too, so I really gotta end it too. So yeah, we out.